Happy Friday. This is a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of Heiar Insurance, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands. And I don't know what the heck that word was that came out of my mouth. It was like a combination of happy and hoppy.
It rhymed.
Into a happy Friday, ladies. Senior Solutions with your Heiar Insurance team live in the Slumberland Furniture Studios and also the Daily Dodge TV studios as we stream live on dailydodge.com. So, in between picking up a brat or two or three or four or five from our first brat Friday of the season at Ballweg Implement here in Beaver Dam on Spring Street, you can bring brats to us, right?
Absolutely. And we have the best brats around here because you get out of this area, you do not get the same kind of brats. Like when we're in Florida, we've tried different brats.
Don't even bother when you're down there, Sandy.
Nope, we're going to stick to hot dogs down there.
Well, we've got premium Pernat brats and beverages for only $2 from 11 to 1 today at Ballweg Implement on Spring Street and Beaver Dam. And also want to make sure that folks know that our phone lines are open for their calls. Our text line is open for their text questions because what we do every Friday at 11:10 here on Senior Solutions with the Heiar Insurance team is help people. We help people knowing that they're not alone in that whole journey with Medicare and me. Retirement planning is scary, and it doesn't have to be. Your Heiar Insurance team can also help you with that, help you meet your short-term and your long-term goals. And it's always exciting when Sandy Heiar joins us on the air. Welcome back to your show.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here again.
It's been a while.
I've been missing in action, right?
Yeah, but all good. Matt and I have things covered, and you had just shared with me off air that you even checked out the live stream on Daily Dodge TV last week.
I did. I do listen to you guys quite a bit, no matter where I am. It works. I mean, I just love the Daily Dodge, the streaming thing.
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
Great. And I love that you'll text us during the show. Sometimes you call in, even if you're off site. And it's always fun when you bring a friend for Senior Solutions. And last week, Matt, when he shared the news that Sandy Heiar will be in the house for Senior Solutions, he referred to our guest today as a celebrity. He said Sandy and the celebrity will be on Friday for Senior Solutions.
Well, Stacy is a celebrity.
She is. So happy to have Stacy Lichtensteiger with us from Charleston House.
Good.
Thank you. Stacy is the Sales and Marketing Director, and you two have struck up a friendship and a partnership. So really looking forward to getting to know Stacy today. All I really know is that you have an extensive background in healthcare. You've really spent your entire career helping others and taking care of others. So share some of that with us, please, Stacy, and how that experience led you to do what you're doing right now for the Charleston House.
Okay. Well, first, thank you for having me. Yes, I have. Funny, my degree is actually in criminal justice, but I have been in healthcare my entire career, 20 plus years, but I'm not telling you my age.
I was just saying, you don't look like you could have worked 20-some years.
Ladies behind the mics, we're not even asking.
Yes. I started as a CNA. I've done activities. I've done hospice care. I managed an assisted living for about 8 years until I recently went into marketing for the last about a little over a year.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know that our paths have crossed before because hearing you speak reminds me of being at the Beaver Dam Chamber office. And so this had to have been, oh my goodness, at least, probably about a year ago. But you were at one of those meetings, we'll all go around the table and we'll introduce ourselves, where we're from. We'll have to answer some kind of a question. And I know that you were a part of that group that morning. So welcome to Senior Solutions.
Thank you.
How did the two of you meet? What struck up this friendship and partnership between the two of you, Sandy?
You mean besides the chamber?
Yeah, besides the chamber.
Okay, well, you remember some years back, I talked about my mom and her age and stuff. Well, it came to the point where my mom needed extra help and did not want to be alone in her home anymore.
Yeah.
And she asked to go to an assisted living. I mean, I did not force her to go or anything. I mean, this was her choice, which made it so much easier because I know many times, I'm sure you know, Stacy, that that's not the way it is. It comes to a forced situation where you have to make them go. But she chose to go, and so we went and looked at the Charleston House, and it took a little while and, to go through the process. And maybe Stacy can share kind of the process of when you do have a loved one that needs that care, how it works and how it plays out and the the stepping stones and process to doing that. My mom, they even came to my house and talked with my mom, like interviewed her. And that, what do you call that? That
An assessment.
Okay, so they assessed my mom to see like her cognitivity and things like that.
Yeah, so it's a questionnaire, and then we like to see physically how you can ambulate and transfer, but Rita has no problem with that. And then just a questionnaire of the type of care needs that Rita would need. But it was such a lovely conversation, and I felt like home in your home. It was wonderful. So, yeah, so the stepping stones. So, as a sales and marketing director, I am in control of the admission from start to finish.
Oh.
So, the admission process is somebody calls me or I meet somebody and they are looking for assisted living, they're looking for extra care. I then have them come in for a tour. I gather some information, and then we move on to an assessment. So then we come to the house, or the prospect will come to us, to the Charleston house, and we do the questionnaire, and we just have a good conversation, and then we talk about moving in. So then we would go on with the contract signing. The contract signing is, I mean, everything needs a contract these days.
Yes.
So we do the contract signing, and then we move forward to picking out an apartment and going from there and picking out a date to move in. So, my job, in the background of that is collecting all the insurance cards, all the, everything that we need to make everything happen. So we have to get doctor's orders for everything. That's healthcare. So even a doctor's order to move to assisted living. So primary doctor needs to sign off on that. Medication lists, insurances, things like that. So I'm pretty busy doing that, but I'm always looking for people to come in and tour because our community is wonderful. As you know, we have a beautiful, beautiful community. We have a strong leadership team. We have our staff are wonderful, and they are all our own staff. So in healthcare, I don't know if you know, but a lot of different facilities will use agency staff. So our community is all Charleston House staff.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And we're all like family. One of my favorite parts of working there is going there every day.
just not saying.
Just lit up.
Honestly, like I just like being there. It's like home to me. Seeing the residents smile. That's the rewarding part of it. Seeing the residents happy, having a good quality of life, being in healthcare for 20 years, that's what I'm about. I just want to help people and make sure that they have a happy life. So, Charleston House, let's go from there. So talking about our strong leadership team, I will say, aside from us, or compared to other assisted living communities, our campus administrator, Jordan, and also our regional director of operations, Danielle, are both licensed nursing home administrators.
Oh.
So we have a strong, talent and leadership and knowledge, I think, which sets us aside from maybe other assisted living communities. We have Eden Senior Care is who owns us, but we are under the umbrella of Vista Senior Living. So Eden Senior Care is doing the skilled nursing facilities, and Vista is doing the assisted living facilities. So under the same umbrella, but just
now, isn't that fairly new, Stacy?
It is,
because there is a different name. It was the Charleston House some years back, and now it's the Charleston House again.
Yes.
Full circle.
Yes.
So when Vista and Eden bought the building, they knew that it was important to the community that it stay the Charleston House. I know in the past it has been called a Beaver Dam Assisted Living, and that's just not what people know. The Charleston House is a big part of Beaver Dam, and as it should be. I mean, our CAC, the apartments, we have 80 apartments, and then we have 40 studio rooms in our CBRF/memory care.
When you talk about that in-between time, started out as the Charleston House, was Beaver Dam Assisted Living, then it's back to Charleston House. And you had said, Stacy, that's because that's what people know it as. Does that name Charleston come from? Is that a family name, or where did that come from? Do you know the history behind that? Of course, they have to put
No.
you on the spot when we're
Yeah,
live on
I
the
do
air.
not know the history of that. I'm sorry.
That would be Gail and Charlie Fakes that
Oh,
started
yes.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
But it does make a difference when you have, a facility, an organization, a care home like Charleston House. When I heard you say, well, that's what it's known for, that I think makes people comfortable because it's recognizable. I love that the two of you are kind of together because you're both strong, smart women that really care. Just hearing your story and about how you've always helped people, you always want to help people. That really makes a difference. You shared quite a few points of difference. How the Charleston House team is. And your face really did light up. Did you see that, Sandy, when she talked about I like going there every day?
You should see the residents. They are always hugging her and grabbing her and
yeah.
talking to her. I don't know how she gets any
Family.
work done because they're all, oh, there's
Residents
Stacy.
come up to my office. They come in. They give me hugs. I got an invite to a 90th birthday party.
Oh.
So it really is family there.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it so wonderful. And I believe that everyone that works there feels that way.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the residents' face. The residents' faces when they do different activities. I don't know if you don't follow our Facebook page, you should.
Okay.
You should.
Now she's all comfortable in front of the camera. You should.
We have a wonderful Facebook page. I like to show all the activities that go on at the Charleston House. That's another huge thing at the Charleston House is our activities.
You got to stay busy. You have to have that
Yes.
social interaction.
They
Yes.
do. I mean, kind of tell us a typical day. At the
Okay,
Charleston
well,
House.
I'll tell you kind of the month because we have live music or live entertainment once a week.
Oh my goodness.
So whether that be a magician, a piano recital, Casey Carney, Rich Bauman, Buckshot, whoever that may
variety.
be,
Yeah.
it's once a week we have live music.
Oh, that's great.
We had the bagpipes in for March. We had steel drums this week. Yes,
Oh,
just
isn't that
very
cool?
tropical.
just
Yeah.
amazing activities. We do outings, so we do have a transportation bus. So the transportation bus will help with medical transportation and also the outings on Wednesdays. So we have the two communities on the one campus, so they each go on their own outing. They go everywhere. I went to Tower Lanes this last Wednesday with our CBRF/memory care, and I will say hands down Tower Lane staff was amazing to us. They were so patient and kind and caring, so that was really great. I thanked them a few times before I left.
Yeah, Eric and the
good
team
job.
there are really wonderful to work with. We had a team outing there early in the year. We just had a fun bowling party, and they really do take great care of people. That's where
Yeah.
we are for our pack attack parties that are so much fun.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, that's great hearing that. Not only did you do that outing, but it's a regular thing at the
Yeah,
Charleston
every
House.
Wednesday. So they go to the Humane Society. The residents like that to play with the kitties and the
absolutely.
puppies.
My mom would love that.
They go to the
yes.
casino.
What?
Yep, in the Dells and in Madison.
Oh, that's
They go
great.
to Goodwill, St. Vinny's, Walmart, or they'll go to Pizza Ranch, different restaurants. We try to support local as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then every Friday we have happy hour.
Oh my goodness, Sandy,
Yeah.
maybe
3
we can help
o'clock.
host that. We could do that.
3 o'clock. Old fashions, beer, wine, those are the favorites. There's
Wisconsin.
no cost to that. You just come and there's always snacks. And even if you don't want an alcohol drink, I mean, we have soda, we have water. Just come to socialize
Yeah.
and talk with other people in your community.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like so much fun.
And then we have exercise every day. We have bingo a few times a week because bingo is huge
Oh,
in
yes.
senior living.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Different kinds of crafts. As I was leaving the office, they were playing cornhole outside. So they're
Oh.
making that a regular Friday thing.
Okay, that's fun. Good
Oh.
exercise, and what a beautiful day.
Yes.
Well,
That's
and then
perfect.
what about the video thing that you did? Like my mom went to Africa one afternoon.
Yes. So every Monday they travel around. So every Monday they travel, and Libby, our activity director in the RCAC, is wonderful, as well as Tom in our CBRF and memory care. But they go somewhere different every Monday. So Libby picks a place, and that's where they go travel, and they learn new facts, and they have a video about it, and
Isn't that cool?
So-
That
they,
is really
they all are
cool.
sitting in there like a theater
Yeah.
room, and they're watching and learning. And
yep. We have our own choir.
Oh, wow.
So we had a spring concert, and now the residents are working on their summer concert.
How many residents?
In the choir, there's about 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really great thing to do.
Yeah.
Stacy Lichtensteiger,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Sales and
very
Marketing
good.
Director with Charleston House, joining us here this morning on Senior Solutions with your Heiar Insurance team. Sandy Heiar is also with us. And I think I had Brat Brain earlier. I meant to give the phone number and the text number, and then I got all
Oh.
excited about Brat Friday. Our studio lines are open for your questions if you'd like to talk with Stacy or Sandy. 885-4446 is the studio line, 885-4446. And you can also text. Jeff Hall producing for us today. Happy to keep an eye on our text line at 887-9595. 887-9595. It's always great when two people come together to help one another and to learn, and that sounds exactly what you guys have going on. And I bet your mom is really enjoying all these wonderful things at the Charleston House that Stacy has been sharing.
she does, but what holds her back somewhat is her hearing. She cannot hear at all, and she lip reads. Like I had her at the doctor this week, and he wore a mask, so she had no idea,
idea.
What he was saying. So I'm like writing it on a board. Excuse me, but that was for the cochlear implant doctor, and he said she is a candidate.
Okay.
So now we just have to get it scheduled and wait it out. Do you realize there are not many physicians that do that particular surgery?
There aren't. One of my dear friends just recently went through that. She's my age. She's in her early 50s, and it took her a long time to find someone. She lives up north, like around Superior.
Okay.
But if you can find the right doctor, the right specialist, it's a game changer for sure, especially for your mom.
I know. And I was worried because she's going to be 96. I thought, oh, they're not going to want to do it. But he told me it doesn't matter if they're 100. If they, excuse me, if they do all these tests, special tests for the surgery, and they do MRIs and CAT scans to make sure the bone structure and everything in her head is good. And they look at her medications, make sure her heart is strong, all that good stuff. And he said, yeah, she's a candidate for one ear. The other ear is totally gone. So they said that one would never work. But if she can hear out of one ear,
Yeah, right.
which she has all her life only had one ear to hear out of. I mean, she has 2 ears. But,
Thanks for clarifying that.
yeah,
Sandy
she
Heiar.
does have 2 ears, but one just has never worked. She had many ear infections as a child, and they were left untreated.
Yeah.
So that ear has never been, even all the time I was growing up, we'd go out for dinner or something. She's like, sit on my good side, because she could never hear out of that ear. So hopefully, but it's a 3 or 4 month wait
Wow.
to get in, because there's one doctor in Madison that does them. One.
How is your mom feeling about this? Is she up for it? Is she hesitant?
Well, we've been doing a lot of appointments and a lot of tests, and then we get in there to talk to the surgeon, and she's like, I don't know. I'm like, Mom, are you kidding me? So my sister and I left, and we talked with her all the way home, like, this is what you wanted. And I kept saying to her, do you want to hear? She's like, yes. I said, well, this is the only option. Hearing aids aren't doing it anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm going to schedule it today.
You're making an executive decision.
Well, like Stacy and I said, we have 3 to 4 months to talk her into
Right.
it.
Oh my gosh, that's a perfect lead
Yes.
time. You girls have this covered.
But I will say that Rita was a little the same when moving in. So your brother came to give her with a tour, and she picked out the apartment. And then when we came back, remember? She's
Yes.
like, nope, this isn't it. I'm sorry, this isn't it. This
No.
isn't going to work. And we had to, again, talk her into, no, this is the apartment that you wanted.
She didn't think it was the one that she had looked at. No. And I'm like, yes, it's written down. My brother told me, yes,
Not trying to
that's the
pull one over on your mom.
No.
But such
no.
big decisions, so understandable.
But she's very happy, and she didn't want to worry about like her laundry and making her meals or us bringing
Yeah.
meals over to her, which we did quite often as well. So she just wanted to eliminate that type of stress in her life. So now she has everything taken care of. She has somebody come in and clean. She has somebody come in and do her laundry. I mean, and they'll pop in and say, "Hey, Rita, you coming down for lunch today?" Which she doesn't usually miss a meal. So
Sandy Heiar with your Heiar Insurance team with us here in the Summerland Furniture Studios for Senior Solutions. We're also in the Daily Dodge TV studio, streaming live at dailydodge.com. This is a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of Heiar Insurance, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands. Our special guest alongside Sandy today is Stacy Lichtensteiger from the Charleston House. She is the sales and marketing director, and she's now comfortable on camera. I love it. We all just
She's
try to
gonna be-
pretend. I know it's not happening.
she'll be standing up front pretty soon.
Studio lines open for your calls if you need some advice. You want to talk to Stacy and Sandy about what Charleston House is like. Now's a great time to have that conversation. Give us a call, 885-4446. 885-4446 is the studio line. And Jeff Hall, who is producing Senior Solutions today, keeping an eye on the text line for us at 887-9595. So you were joking that your mom never misses a meal at the Charleston House. How's the food, Stacy? Do the residents get to vote on, like, if they get a meatloaf night, if we're going to have you stir fry night? What's going on?
We do special things like that. Sometimes that they don't want fish on Fridays, so we've done a couple times where we'll order Chinese.
Oh,
and
fun.
and we'll bring Chinese in. The summer season is starting, so we're doing a lot more grilling. We just started grilling a lot. We have a new culinary manager, Diane, who is fantastic, and she's doing really nice fish fries. And we have resident council, so food is a huge thing for seniors to talk about.
Yes.
So resident council, we get ideas there. So Diane will, kind of change the menu as what the residents want. Yeah, I think the food looks good.
I think it does too. And that is a concern. That's one of the things when my mom was going to go in, she's like, what is the food like? So we had to show her the menu for the month.
Yep.
And now when I go up there, she said, "Oh, we're having chicken and gravy today for lunch." Or I took her out for a few hours, and she's like, "I got to be home at 5 o'clock. They're having steak."
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
So we have to leave like at 4 because it takes 10 minutes to get from my house to her
Yes.
house.
Can't be late, though.
Stacy, when you mentioned resident council, does that mean you have a group of residents that represent all the other residents, just like a regular council, be it student, be it city?
Absolutely. So we do resident council every month, and Jordan, our campus administrator, and then Diane is in there, and all of the management is in there. I'm in there as well, and we talk about key points, maybe things that were said the last meeting, and the follow up on that. Okay. The residents, it's all of our community. So whether it be the hoses outside or the location of the gazebo or the food. So we try to do all the structural stuff first because the food kind of then takes over.
Yeah.
But even the residents have said, the food has only gotten better. So I'm really excited for this change at the Charleston House. And like I said, our leadership team is strong. So it's great.
And you had mentioned Facebook is a great way for folks to connect and see all the fun things that are happening at the Charleston House. Yes. What is another way that folks can get a hold of you and reach out if they do have questions or want to set up a time to meet like Sandy did?
Yeah. So the Charleston House, my office is in the bigger building. So that's 104 Fakes Court here in Beaver Dam off of Madison Street, Heller. The phone number is 920-219-4941. Ask for Stacy, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have, schedule a tour, anything that you need. I think my experience, my background shows that I do want to help people. Yeah. So, and I have an extensive background, so it works for me in this role because I can sort of do like a pre-assessment and kind of just even if we're not what the family is looking for, I want to help them find what they're looking for. Because I know that if you have that relationship with somebody, they're going to come back to me,
Yeah.
when they need me. So I think it's really important. Communication is key. I have had families that have called me once a week for 6 months before they move in.
Oh.
And good.
Yeah.
I want you to.
Yeah.
I
have
want
to
to
be
have that
comfortable.
relationship. Yeah. So I do go along to the assessments, and that's because I build that relationship with the family first. I'm kind of the face of Charleston House, as you will. But yeah, so we do have a couple other big things going on.
Oh, all right. Let's hear about them.
So this last week, I held my second dementia support group.
Okay.
So the first 2 months were for our residents and families, but starting in June, will be open to the public. So community, you can come, and dementia support. It'll be a little bit of education, but it just sparks into conversation, really. And, people need that, because if you don't know about dementia, you don't know. So it's nice to have a safe place for people to tell their stories. We laugh, we cry, we do all of that. It's so heartwarming. It's one of my favorite things to do there. So we will do that on June 12th.
Okay.
And that will be from 4:30 to 6.
Is that a monthly?
It is
program?
monthly.
Okay.
Yep. So with the community involved, I'll put out the next couple months and just let everyone know.
Yeah, that's nice to open it up to the
Yeah.
public.
There
and
is
invite
nothing like that in
people.
Dodge County yet. So
Oh, my goodness.
yeah, I mean, the ADRC does a wonderful job, with dementia groups and services and things, but there is not like a support group. So I'm really excited for the community to be able to come to the Charleston House and have that.
Yeah, that's an important
Yeah.
resource.
Also, next week at the Watermark, we are doing a lunch and learn with Rainbow Community Care. The registration got extended, so please register. You can register until Monday or Tuesday. That event is on Thursday from 11:30 to 12:30. And with that event, Rainbow Community Care, they have just opened an office here in Beaver Dam.
Okay.
And they want to talk about supportive care management and the community programs that they do, and it'll be just a practical talk coming from a nursing perspective. So I think that'll be great. And then in June, we are doing a lunch and learn with Marshfield Hospital. Okay. So they will be coming and just telling about what's all going on with Marshfield Hospital,
Yeah.
things like that. So those are some neat things going on, but we're having a WOW event.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it
See?
like literally wow? Or
Oh, it
this
is.
like is an
No,
acronym
no,
involved?
It's WOW, because wait till I tell you what it is. So the first day of summer, June 20th,
Okay.
we are having Don Peachy live.
What? Oh my goodness!
Right?
They tore up Radio Park at the Dodge County Fair with us.
It's going to be amazing. And the community is invited.
Is it in the courtyard? You
Yep.
do it outside?
Yep.
First
It's
day
gonna
of
be
summer,
outside.
June
20th.
20th.
Such a beautiful courtyard
So
to do
Don
those
Peachy,
things.
yeah. So we're gonna have it in the courtyard.
Oh,
We're
how
gonna do a cookout
fun.
in Don Peachy. Community is invited, so come.
Is there a cost? Like
There is not. Nope, there
Oh
is
my
not a cost for
goodness.
there's
this.
food?
Yep.
Wow. What are you doing on June 20th, Sandy?
I'm gonna
Let's
be
make
at
a
the
date.
Charleston.
Yeah, and I'll be on site. So if anyone would like a tour, they probably don't want to leave the music, but maybe we can have a sign up of when you can do a tour. I'd be happy to answer any questions then. So we're really, really excited for that event. Don Peachy is hard to get a hold of and very popular in the
Yes.
Beaver Dam area.
Very.
So we are very, very excited. I had a tour yesterday, and I told the prospect that we were in. He was very excited. He's like, "That's awesome.
When can I move in?
Yeah, no kidding me. I'm like on the
right.
20th.
Yes. So I will advertise that more in the community. I put flyers up at the grocery stores and at St. Vinny's and anywhere I can, really. I just kind of go around town and the surrounding communities as well. So yeah, we are really, really looking forward to that. That is going to be a huge, huge event.
What
Yeah,
day
it's
of the
gonna be a
week
lot
is
of
that?
fun.
The
Thursday.
20th. Thursday. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
She's
Going
got
on
all the
Thursdays.
answers
I
for
know.
us.
I'm
I
like,
love
Well,
it.
I didn't want to. Well, I had to take in consideration, music at Swan,
Oh,
and
yes.
Jam at the Dam or other music events that happen.
Oh, that's
so
true.
picked Thursday. I thought that would be a good day for everyone to come out. The week is kind of ending, and it's a good day to relax and listen to some polka.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what we do here in Dodge County. It's a big
Right,
part of what we do
right.
here. Yeah, nicely done. That's a score to have the Don
Yeah.
Peachy Band.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So June 20th.
June 20th.
Great way
Get
to
my
kick
polka
off
shoes
summer.
on. Are there
Yeah.
polka shoes, or what do you wear to polka?
No, nothing. I
Not
don't know. Oh, let's see your shoes, Sandy.
Not
Oh, yeah, you don't want to polka in those. You don't
might
want to
fall
roll an
off of 'em.
ankle. Oh my goodness. Sandy Heiar with us here today on Senior Solutions. Our special guest is Stacy Lichtensteiger, who is the Sales and Marketing Director at Charleston House. Our phones are open. If you have questions for Sandy or Stacy, please give us a call at 885-4446, 885-4446. And you can also text at 887-9595. Amy Hudson alongside Sandy and Stacy in the Slumberland Furniture Studios and also in the Daily Dodge TV studios as we stream live on dailydodge.com. So what else is happening, ladies? Are you hitting the brat fry after
Well,
Senior Solutions
I just
today?
may. It beats
love
making
it.
any lunch, right?
Oh, I know. Although when she was talking about all the great food at Charleston House, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to get to Ballwick Implement. We have until 1 o'clock. They're here in Beaver Dam. $2 for that tasty brat and a beverage. We're ready for brat fry season.
Oh,
Who
yes.
does all the grilling at the Charleston House? You said grilling is a big part
Yeah.
now.
Our staff.
Okay.
So the kitchen staff, the cooks, maintenance, everybody will help chip in.
Pitches in.
Yeah.
Nice. Does your mom have a favorite food? I know you mentioned she gets excited about a few things.
She likes the steak.
Well, I'm so glad that she's happy there, Sandy. And as you
Yes.
were sharing, how this all came about, your mom just deciding she was ready. She's ready to go. Family didn't have to make that decision for her.
Was better.
Were you shocked? I picture you with a blank look on your face.
I was very shocked, and then it's like, okay, I have homework to do.
Yeah, now what?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you get the phone book out, not the phone book, but that's what my mom is going crazy because she doesn't have a phone book.
Do they
at
print
the
them
Charleston
anymore?
House.
I think they
I
still
don't
print
know.
like
I'm
smaller
like, you
ones.
don't need a phone
No.
book, Mom. But anyway, so you have to look up, and figure out what's available. And then you have to learn about them, and you take the tour and figure it's all new.
Yeah.
You've never done that before.
You're putting all of your trust into staff, into a facility to take care of your loved one, to take care of your
Absolutely.
mom. It's a big decision.
It is. And, you just want their last days to be happy. I mean, I don't know if she's got a month left or 5 years left, who knows? But I just wanted her to be happy. And if that's what was going to make her happy, I'm like, we're doing it. But I had concerns about, okay, what happens, as her health progresses? And maybe you want to share a little bit about that as people's health deteriorates. What happens then? And how long can they stay there before? What is wrong with my voice today?
I think it's dry down here. I've gone through 2 huge things of water, so it's a little dry in the Daily Dodge TV studios.
Okay,
Sure.
well, share a little bit, Stacy, about that process because that was a big concern, moving my mom in.
Yeah. So, to ease your mind, we do have a continuum of care. The yellow building is the RCAC, so that's Resident Care Apartment Complex. Residents are a little more independent, and the regulations is that the residents get 28 hours of care a week.
Oh.
Okay. So once we see the residents declining a little or needing more help or assistance, you would have a care conference, and we would talk about, not me, with Jordan and Ty probably, and you would talk about the concerns and the decline maybe, and if it gets to the point where it exceeds the 28 hours of care, then we would ask that you make a move to the white building,
Okay.
which is not just memory care, it is also CBRF. So we have residents in that community that are there for the higher acuity of needs. So we do have that continuum.
So very seldom do they have to go to another place.
Correct.
That
And
was my
that's-
concern.
and
Change
that
is hard.
Yeah,
And
oh
that
my
is what
goodness,
I like to
yes.
stress to everyone. My background of managing assisted living for 8 years, you do not have to leave the CBRF until you unless you have a nursing need. A nursing need would be like an IV or a trach or a wound that has to be managed every day by someone other than us. We do have nurses, corporate nurses that come a couple times a week, but we don't have an RN there at all times.
Yes.
Which we don't need to for the assisted living. So no, we try to keep residents in place. So, and families are very relieved that, even though they need a little more care than the apartments, they're still at the Charleston House.
Yes.
We still have the same team helping you, and you're just in a different building.
Yeah, there's a lot of reassurance and peace of mind that
Right.
comes with that. I could tell by the look on your face, Sandy, when
I
she was
needed
sharing that.
to hear those things
Yeah.
when we were looking. I'm like, what happens, and
Nope.
and what happens, if she runs out of money down the road? I mean, my brother and sister took her to Dubuque to an assisted living there, and because that's where we grew up, and she still thinks everybody's there, that she
Aw.
knows, her friends and things, which they're not. But so when they took her there, she liked it. But here's the thing, they had no Medicaid there at all. So if she was there 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and ran out of money, then we have to find a place where she's going in and starting at Medicaid day one.
Ah.
See,
Very
and
stressful.
most facilities will not do that. I mean, they're not going to say, "Oh yeah, come on in, you're on Medicaid." So, but yeah, they did no Medicaid at all, which is kind of unusual, don't you think?
I do think. So yeah, if the funds deplete, then we direct you to the Aging Disability Resource Center, and they get you onto an MCO, managed care organization. That would be My Choice, Inclusa, Community Care, and then they pay your stay. That's how that works. And we do take Medicaid, so there is no reason for you to have to move ever after you come to the Charleston House.
That's a
can't
big relief.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And I also can't imagine that long list of questions and concerns you must have had as you were preparing to, make those calls, have those conversations with folks like Stacy.
Oh yes, it's not like you just call someone and say, "Hey, I'm putting my mom in there."
Yeah. Booking a hotel
Do you
for
have
the
a room?
weekend.
Sure, yeah.
Come on
Because
over.
you certainly don't want to move them in and move them back out. It's like I wanted her to get to know. She got to know Stacy. She was familiar with the facility. She was there twice for a tour before we actually moved her in, which was nice. So she was familiar. She was nervous about getting lost, but I'm like, you will be fine, and walked her around. And then in the beginning, they would come get her for breakfast, lunch, and dinners to make sure she wouldn't get lost, which
It's nice.
Do people get lost? I mean, I don't
A
think.
little bit, because
I do all the time, every day.
the front of the building and the back of the building kind of mirror each other, and then the middle is all open. So I guess if you're on the 300-400 hall, and you might think you're on the 100-200 hall, which I think that sometimes too. But I will say it did not take Rita long. I think she was there a few days, and she was sitting in the beauty shop waiting for someone to do her hair, and she did
on
not
a
have
Friday?
an appointment. Probably.
She did not have an appointment. She just showed up.
Hey, it's time to get
and
the
she-
hair done.
yeah.
Let's go.
And I came to visit, and she's sitting in there getting her hair done. I'm like, well, how'd this happen? You didn't have an appointment. She's like, well, she just came in and asked, and I had a few minutes in between
Oh,
them.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
got to be her favorite part, I bet.
Oh,
she has an
yes.
on-site stylist. Your mom loves getting her
We
hair
have
done.
two
yeah.
beauticians on site.
That's
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Which is nice. So I had their number and text them and, work with them. I mean, everyone is so approachable. I mean, you have their numbers, you can call them and work with them on different situations. I've texted Stacy before on things that come up, and she responds back to me right away. It's like, this is awesome.
That is awesome because
So-
you have real support there for you and your mom.
And I'm 10 minutes away, so.
Yeah.
And she knows that too. She expects me to be there every day, and then she thinks you don't stay long enough when it's time to go.
Well, I was going to ask what your mom is enjoying most about being a resident at the Charleston House, but I know it's the stylist.
Yeah.
So
You don't
that's
mess
been
with
covered
her,
off.
with her hair day. No. No.
Sandy Heiar with your Heiar Insurance team with us today for Senior Solutions, along with our special guest, Stacy Lichtensteiger, who is the Sales and Marketing Director at Charleston House here in Beaver Dam. We do have some time still for the phones to be open at 885 888-985-4446, along with our text line at 887-9595. How are things over at the Heiar Insurance office in the Heritage Mall?
They
Busy?
are wonderful. Yes,
Good.
very busy. We've been working with a few businesses, helping their employees retire.
Oh.
So, because one of the HR people told me, well, they're retiring earlier now. They're in their 50s, and
good
so
for
they're not ready
them.
for Medicare yet. So, she said, I don't know how to guide them and what to do. And I'm like, you don't have to. That's our job. So, but they like to have not just one. They like to have the whole group. So there might be 5, 10, 15, 20 that might be retiring in 1 year, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. And so we just go in and chat and educate them on how to retire.
Yeah, it's part of what you do at Heiar. And when you said that word educate, I know that so much of what you do at Heiar starts with that piece of the puzzle.
Yep, it's just like sitting at a kitchen table when we go in there, and they have questions, and we don't have a time limit. Sometimes it might be in the evening we go in. Sometimes the employer will allow time during the day for us to come in.
Oh, that's nice.
Many times they want their spouse there, like if they're close to retirement, so then they will do an evening one, or they'll bring the spouse into the office and we'll do a one-on-one appointment with them. But yeah, it's always a lot of fun. And like I said, work is different every day because everyone's situation is different. Everyone's retirement is different. Everyone's goals in retirement are different. So it's a lot of fun.
It is, and exciting to help people reach those goals. I wish
Yes.
I would be retiring at the age in my 50s. I should have come to talk to you years ago. What is the number at the Heiar Insurance office that our MVP Jill is always standing by
Jill
at?
is there, 920-887-0580.
Stacy, what else would you like to share with us about the Charleston House before we wrap up Senior Solutions today? We have about 4 minutes left in the show, about
geez.
3 minutes
Well, I do
left.
have a couple things.
Here we go. We can't go over. I'm paying for this. I'm not paying overtime.
Ooh, I didn't know that was an
Overtime.
option. Just kidding.
So I just want to let everyone know, if they don't know already about the Charleston House, that we also have in-house therapy. So that is another strong point for an assisted living community. So we have speech, occupational, and physical. It is outpatient therapy, so we are not a rehab, but we do outpatient, so we can continue kind of a restorative program and get you strong enough, and then the staff can do a restorative after that. So, and then
nice.
we also have a respite program. So respite means that maybe you're not totally sure that you want to make this move, or maybe the prospect is not totally sure. It's a minimum of 14 days, but you can come and stay for 14 days. Some people, I have had people do respite when maybe the spouse was getting surgery and they needed, somewhere for their spouse to go for 5 weeks. We do that, so please reach out. Again, I'm Stacy Lichtensteiger, and my number is 920-219-4941.
And you don't have to be able to pronounce her last name.
No, Stacy L is fine.
I think I was putting a pause in there where it
just
didn't have to be.
Stacy.
Thank you so much for joining us today,
thanks for having
Stacy.
me.
Always, you're always welcome.
Now
It's
I'm
been
not
a pleasure.
nervous, so it's fun.
It's good. Now she's staying another hour.
She's ready to go. Come on, host community comment with me here at 12:30.
Who's on community comment?
We have Nathan Teal, our city administrator.
Okay. Oh,
and then we
awesome.
also have a guest that is calling in, and I had to chuckle a little bit because when Roger Noel was with us earlier on Hometown Today, he's like, "Oh, I know that guy," because I was like, "Yeah, Nathan will be on the show." And then we have Todd Streeter from a group called Involvement is Good. They're a Minnesota-based company, facilitated community action plans primarily around the Midwest, but throughout the country. And we've been going through a lot of planning here in the city of Beaver Dam.
Oh,
So
yes.
looking forward to that conversation with those two gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate
to
it.
be here.
Stacy, go ahead.
And Matt, if you're listening, I hope you're enjoying your time in Florida because it's numbered. You'll be getting your boys on Sunday, correct?
Lather up with the sunscreen and bring back the ibuprofen, Matthew. Stacy Lichtensteiger, the Sales and Marketing Director with the Charleston House, with us here today, along with Sandy Heiar with your Heiar Insurance team on Senior Solutions. Thank you, ladies. This has been a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of Heiar Insurance, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands.